Time move here, Gary.
Talk about elevating and linker. Jermaine Griffin says, well, if Kobe can't do it, maybe it's my turn to take over. I'm the second leading scorer on this team.
Yeah. What's going on? Y'all listening to Mel from Queen Sports Talk. This is Mel from Queen Sports Talk, man. Thank y'all for listening, man. Thank y'all for, being involved with everything that's going on. Just want y'all to know, man, that we with y'all today this afternoon. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about definitely Golden State today. Golden State, they had a big win. Now, let's talk about Golden State. But I got another topic I'm gonna get into as well. But the thing is with Golden State, I picked them to win 4-1. So I'm not surprised right now that they're up, 3-0. I'm not surprised one bit. I always felt like, Golden State had the more, polished team. I always felt like, Golden State was like, ready to, to beat Dallas. I just felt like they wasn't a good match. I feel like Dallas was not a good match for Golden State. So I feel like, I'm not surprised. Some people pick Dallas to win this series, man. I just shows you, like, when some people watch the game and some people just really just, go off emotions, man. But, you got to talk about Golden State. They had that championship, pedigree in them. They pretty much been doing this for a long time. Of course, the last few years it's been different. They went through some injuries. Klay Thompson was out. Steph Curry was out for a little bit. That kind of had like a little setback on their championship run. But I know they're going to be hungry. I know they're ready to get this over with. So, I'm gonna go with I gave Dallas 1 game, so I'm gonna give Dallas game 4, and I expect Golden State to go home and close it out and finish the series in 5 games. And it shouldn't go any further. And if Golden State prolong this series, it's not good for them. It's not a good look. It's not a good look for them. So. I think they're about handling their business. Steve Kerr, he's been in this situation before. Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, you already talked about it. Steph Curry, they've been in this situation before. So, I expect them to know what's at stake right now. I expect them to kind of, close out I expect them to close this series out. Yeah, I expect them to close this series out in 5 games. It was a good run. Luka has been playing well. I can't take anything away from, Luka. He's been getting like a lot of calls and all that, but at the end of the day, he's been playing a pretty solid series. He's been doing his thing. But, it's just that they're just overmatched right now by Golden State. I don't see how, Golden State lose this series. We know Golden State is the only team pretty much to blow like a 3-1 lead. That was in the finals, but I don't foresee that happening again. I don't foresee them blowing being up 3-0. Could you imagine what that would mean to the legacy of Steph Curry and Draymond Green and Klay Thompson and Steve Kerr if they blow a 3-0 lead right now in the conference finals? Nah, they definitely don't want that, man. They definitely don't want that. But call us, man. You out there, give me a call. 347-410-8077. That's 347-410-8077. You listening to Mel from Queen Sports Talk. I want to hear your comments. Let me know what you want to talk about. Let me know what you got going on. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back to you in like 45 seconds.
meeting in Lincoln, Jermaine Griffin says, well, if Kobe can't do it, maybe it's my turn to take over. I'm the second leading scorer on this team.
Yeah. This your boy Mel from Queens Sports Talk. Yo, we talking right now about Golden State, man. They up 3-0 right now. Call in 347-410-8077. Let me know your take on that game last night. That was a really good game, man. And Steph Curry was doing Steph Curry things, man. Klay Thompson was doing Klay Thompson things. Jordan Poole was doing, what Jordan Poole. He's continued to just turn heads and surprise people who, didn't see this coming from him. A lot of people maybe didn't see this. Yo, Andrew Wiggins, man. People forget that Andrew Wiggins was a #1 draft pick, man. Andrew Wiggins is not no regular dude. Now, if you want to say, I'm not going to say Andrew Wiggins was a bust, because for the most part, for his entire career, he averaged over 20 points every season. But did he ever take that next leap? Nah, I don't think Andrew Wiggins never took that next leap when he was playing out of his mind consistently for months and months and months and, over a year. I just felt like he's been even kill his entire career. And that's okay if you're on the right team. That's really okay if you're on the right team. I know when you expect, a #1 pick to always, lead the franchise, that should, but, there's a lot of number one picks or, top 5 picks that had to play, or top 10 pick that had to play the Batman or, somewhere Robin, you know what I mean? So it just all depends on the team, the organization, the coaching that you have, all of that makes a difference. So I'm not saying that Andrew Wiggins is playing out of his mind, but he is a #1 draft pick and he's playing. I could say that, he's not a bust. So I could say he's playing like a #1 draft pick. There's a lot of #1 draft picks that didn't make it this far, that, that don't have the career that Andrew Wiggins has already. And that's just facts. And I was thinking about a comment that also, while we at it, because I want to get y'all take on this. Pippen had made a comment, again, about a 2-on-2 versus LeBron, right? And he said it doesn't matter who LeBron get, they're not beating him and MJ in a 2-on-2. Now, LeBron had gave a couple names of who he would match up with to play against Pippen and Jordan. He said Kevin Durant, Kobe Bryant, and Kyrie Irving. I would say the best one for me, I would say would be Kevin Durant and LeBron James. I feel like that would be the best matchup, but you can't go wrong with LeBron and Kobe. That's a good one too. You know what I mean? That's a good one too. I'm trying to think right now, man. I think the reason why KD and LeBron will be scary because they have so much height. I would put LeBron on Pippen, and I would let Kevin Durant and Michael Jordan go at it. I think Kevin Durant is too big for Michael Jordan. I think, he'll be able to shoot over Jordan. Jordan always going to get his. Jordan is a competitor. He's going to get his. He's going to do his thing. But I think Kevin Durant understands his size. He knows how to use his size well. He's quick. He can shoot. He can dribble. He can back you down. It's like pretty much nothing that he can't do. But at the same time, Jordan is like one of the best scorers to ever play the game as well. So Jordan's going to do Jordan, but I think that length of Kevin Durant might be a slight issue. So that's why I would give probably LeBron and KD the edge. I would give them the edge. If you think differently, let me know who you would give the edge to. Would you give the edge to LeBron and Kevin Durant, or Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan? And if it's not LeBron and Kevin Durant, Scottie Pippen said it don't matter who you put up, who you put with LeBron, they ain't beating him and Jordan. Would you? Do you agree with that or do you disagree with that? Let me know. Because I think that would be a good matchup. I think that would be a good game. I would like to see LeBron and KD in their prime against a prime Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan. I think that would be a show of all shows right there, man. I think that would be a show of all shows. You know, and if Jordan and Pippen won, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not saying they would win, but I wouldn't be surprised, man. I mean, you talking like Kevin Durant is 7 feet, LeBron is 6'8", Jordan is 6'6". You know, they say Scottie Pippen is 6'7", but he got like a 7-foot wingspan, you know, out there. So, you know, life ain't gonna be easy for LeBron. But if you're talking about the LeBron in his prime as well, you know, the LeBron in his prime was a good defender. So life ain't gonna be easy for Scottie Pippen either. So I'm just trying to think like who would have the biggest edge in that matchup. That's what I'm thinking about right now. Like who would have the biggest edge in that matchup? And if it's not LeBron, you know, if it's not Kevin Durant, who do you feel like will be better? Would it be LeBron and Kobe? If Kobe and MJ was going head up, both in their primes, like, would that be a better partner to pair with LeBron James? Or do you think Kevin Durant is enough? That's the question right now, man. But with that being said, I want y'all to call in and let me know what y'all take is on that. You know, like I said, Scottie Pippen made a comment based on what LeBron said, and the question was asked to LeBron, you know, who would you team up with to play against Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan? And he said he would pick a couple players, and a couple players LeBron named was Kevin Durant, Kobe Bryant, and Kyrie Irving. Of those three players, who would you pair with LeBron to play against Pippen and Jordan? I'm already, like I said, I'm picking Kevin Durant. I'm picking Kevin Durant. But I'm not even like, you know, that's not even like a debate for me. Automatically, me personally, I'm picking LeBron James and Kevin Durant. And I think, you know, because of their height, size, length, you know, Kevin Durant, he don't weigh a lot. You know, he probably like 100 pounds soaking wet. But he could shoot. He could shoot though. So, you know what I mean? Like, we talking about when Kevin Durant releases his shot, it's like the span, it's like he's releasing from the point of like a 7-footer. So nobody's gonna be able to block that shot. Nobody's gonna be able to block his shot. So who would you pick? Now, also, we got to talk about another game that's gonna come on tonight. The Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics is gonna be on. Man, I don't know what's going on in that series, man. I'm like, that series too close to call. I picked Boston to win that series, but I said I wouldn't be surprised if Miami won because it would be that close. I just felt like, you know, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown is too much for the Heat and Jimmy Butler in them. I feel like, you know, Jimmy Butler could get as many buckets as he wants. Jimmy Buckets, you know what they call him. But at the same time, it's tough, man. You need another player that can match that. Now you got like Kyle Lowry, you know what I mean? But he can help. But you need more than like a Kyle Lowry. You need like Kyle Lowry, Oladipo, Hero, Bam, Tucker to hit a couple shots. You need all those dudes to play well in order for it to be close. We know Jimmy Butler went down and dudes stepped up and they won, which was a good thing. So we need more performances from players like that. We need more performances from players like that right now. For them role players, the role players got to step up on the role. A lot of times, people expect the role players to fold, in the road games, and they expect them to play better, in the home games. That's just how it's been. But in order for Miami to win this series, going forward, man, they're gonna have to definitely get a lot of contributions from other players. You ain't gonna be able to ride that Jimmy Butler train for a whole series against Boston. But now we got to think about it's been some crucial, injuries. Tatum, Smart, tweaked his ankle a little bit. There's a lot going on right now. Jimmy Butler got injured, but this is the time of the year nobody's 100% anyway. Everybody's gonna have to. You're gonna have to just next man up. That's how it goes. You just got to just step up, and it's the next man up. When somebody go down, nobody ain't gonna feel bad for you. Nobody ain't gonna feel sorry for you, and that's why when you get 17 points from P.J. Tucker, when you get 31 and 10 from Bam Adebayo, when you get 11 points and 6 assists from Kyle Lowry, when you get 16 points for Struss, that's the stuff that you're going to need to be able to compete against Boston, and especially on a night when Jaylen Brown dropped 40 points, Marcus Smart, he dropped 16, Al Horford, he dropped 20 points and 14 rebounds, so that's a lot of firepower right there. Williams, he dropped 10 points off the bench. So that's what Miami have to compete against every single night. And for the most part, Tatum, man, he got injured, but even before he got injured, man, that 10 points wasn't looking too good, man. He can't be having these 10-point games. Jason Tatum got to do a better job with that. He can't be having these 10-point games. Those 10-point games, man, it ain't going to do it. And like I said, that was before he got injured for the most part, because when he got injured, it was in the fourth quarter, and Boston wasn't looking like it could have went either way. It was at that point where it felt like Boston wasn't going to pull it out. So we just can't blame it on Jaylen Brown getting injured as the reason why they lost. Nah, they lost because Miami put the clamps down. They came out focused, and with Jimmy Butler injured, it worked out for him. And a lot of players that should have stepped up, they definitely stepped up. And they got big performances from the players that I named, and I didn't name Tyler Hero, and I didn't name Victor Oladipo. So imagine if they can get a complete game from all of those guys. This series can turn like in a blink of an eye. This series could turn for the worse, for Boston. So, I'm sticking by my pick. But, Boston, man, they need to figure it out. You don't want to give Miami life. You don't want to make this a long series if you don't have to. You want to try to finish it off, as quick as possible. You want to try to finish this off as quick as possible. You don't want to let things linger, because once teams start getting injured, that's when things begin to change. And that's what you want to stay away from. Another thing, man, I'm kind of, tight, well, the Mets, they won, but they've been kind of like up and down the last few games. They was rolling, they still, the New York Mets, they still, as far as the National League, they still like a top 3 team. They're only 2 games back behind the Dodgers and 1 game behind San Diego. Well, really a half a game behind San Diego, because we got technically more wins. They just got 1 less loss. So we right there with, San Diego. Milwaukee is right there creeping. But the Mets, man, this is the part that be scaring me, man. They start out on fire, And the next thing you know, man, sometimes they just start drifting. Whether it's due to injury, well, really it's the injury bugs. A lot of times we just start getting hit with the injury bug, and that's that. But you know, we got to build off that win last night. We need to get another nice winning streak going. The Yankees still doing their thing. You know, but they lost two. So it might be a little concern there. But for the most part, even with them losing 2 games, you know, they still kind of got a nice, you know, a lead. I mean, still a lot of baseball to be played. And, you know, they got about a 2.5 game lead on Houston right now. And they got about a 4-game lead on Minnesota. But, you know, when it comes to just say, they're in a good place. They still in a good place. So I don't know if they lost 2 in a row. So anytime you lose 2 in a row, it's always going to be reason to raise concern. But, you know, I foresee the Yankees winning their division. You know, I'm picking the Mets to win their division. We got an 8-game lead right now. We can't lose that 8-game lead on the Phillies and the Braves. We got to hold them off. I feel like we're going to be able to do that. But you just never know, man. Sometimes, man, you be thinking it's going to go that way, and it don't really go that way. So, you know, but it is what it is, man. That's a little baseball and throwing there for y'all. We know the football season it's approaching soon. You know, the OTAs and all that stuff, man. I ain't stressing players about that who ain't got to be there, man. I know they talking about Aaron Rodgers, man, not showing up possibly, but you know, every organization is different. You know, everybody run things a little bit differently. You know, everybody's situation is differently. The teams and stuff like that, man. So it is what it is, man. You know, we shouldn't stress that stuff or worry about that stuff too much, man. You know, but you know, this your boy, man. Mel from Queens. We're gonna take like a quick break, and we'll be right back. We will be right back.
Time move here, Gary.
Talk about elevating and linker. Jermaine Griffin says, well, if Kobe can't do it, maybe it's my turn to take over. I'm the second leading scorer on this team.
Yeah, man. It's your boy Mel from Queens Sports Talk. You tuned in to WGJSradio.com. That's WGJSradio.com. Yo, subscribe on YouTube, Our World Media. Like, comment, share. You know, spread the word, man. That's where we're going to go. This is your source for sports, man. We're going to finish out the show. We're going to do about another 5 minutes. You know, callers, get your call in now. 347-410-8077. 347-410-8077. There was a comment made by Scottie Pippen saying that it doesn't matter who LeBron team up with, he couldn't beat him and Michael Jordan. And I think that's an interesting topic. I think I'm going to talk about it again on Thursday. But who would you pair with LeBron, just say from his era, to be his partner against Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen in their prime? And for me personally, I don't see nobody other than Kevin Durant that can really compete and win. Now, I'm not saying they're guaranteed to win, because I feel like, you know, you got Pippen and Jordan, you got LeBron and Durant. It can go either way. And here's the thing people need to understand, right? Because the first thing people are going to say is that, oh, because Jordan is a better scorer, then he's automatically should be able, you know, to be, you know, well, it's a debate if he's a better scorer than Kevin Durant. Many would say that he's a better scorer than LeBron James, you know, even though LeBron scores a lot of points as well. He might not do it like, you know, Jordan more skilled in scoring. But Jordan averaged about 30 for his career. LeBron is at 27. Kevin Durant is about at 27. So that's still a lot of firepower. Now, although Scottie Pippen might not be up there in scoring over his career, we know Scottie Pippen used to get buckets, but back in those times, the way the NBA was played, you didn't need somebody to score 30 every single night to win certain series if your team was if you had the right team. And the way that Bulls team was constructed, even when Michael Jordan left, it will still be able. They still got 55 wins the first year. They still did their thing, and Pippen still was, in the MVP race that year, and he didn't have to average 30 points a game. And they lost by, some say it would make a cheat call by, in the Garden on Hubert Davis, man, that non-foul that got called. People say if it wasn't for that foul, the Bulls should have won that series, in which I agree. But we know that Pippen, man, is like one of the best on-ball defenders. So you imagine like LeBron going against like a prime Pippen. It ain't going to be easy. It ain't going to be easy for Kevin Durant, going against a Jordan and his prime defender. But at the same time, LeBron and Kevin Durant are like the type of players that the Bulls used to struggle in. It's two type of players that the Bulls used to struggle to guard, even Jordan and Pippen. It was the small point guards that were really good scorers. And it was like those perimeter wing type players or athletic type wing players. Like I remember Grant Hill, Penny Hardaway, and a lot of my heads that's been in this for a long time. Y'all remember Reggie Lewis? He passed away. I mean, he blocked Jordan shot 4 times one time in the game. He was on his way before he passed on the court. So, those are the type of players that Pippen and Jordan struggle with in their career. So you never know how that would go. But, I think it would be a interesting, series. I probably would bet on LeBron and Kevin Durant, but if somebody bet on Pippen and Jordan, like I will understand that as well. I think that's a good pick. I think that's a very good pick. So, just thank y'all, man, for, tuning in. Thank y'all, for, checking me out, Mel from Queens Sports Talk on WGJS Radio. I'm going to come to you again at Thursday at noon, and then we're going to do the live show recap from the week every Saturday at 2 p.m. So lock those times in, lock those dates in, and don't forget, man, to subscribe on YouTube, Our World Media, Instagram. Look for Mel from Queens Sports Talk. Yo, I thank y'all for tuning in.
Time move here, Gary.
Talk about elevating and linger. Jermaine Griffin says, well, if Kobe can't do it, maybe it's my turn to take over. I'm the second leading scorer on this team.